Hi, going to court can be stressful. Going to court via Zoom, far more stressful. Most people don't know what they're doing. So I'm here to teach you how to do that on your computer and on your phone. My name is Vasily. Let's get started. So the first thing that you will do is you'll get a notice from the court that says notice of hearing with remote participation, and it'll give you what's called a Zoom ID. Now, you wouldn't know what a Zoom ID is yet if you're not familiar with Zoom whatsoever. All right, so the first thing you do is you go on your Google Chrome or your iPhone. You know, if you have an iPhone, it's Safari. If you have an Android, you go to Google and you just type in Zoom. You go to download. Then you click here, Zoom client for meetings. And you click download. You'll see down here that it's installing. And when it's done installing, you click open. You can click join a meeting, but when you go into a courtroom hearing, they don't know who you are. Somebody's going to say, who are you with the iPhone or the Galaxy S7 or whatever. So what you want to do is you want to create an account. So this is what it'll come up. It'll say sign in, sign up for free. This is where you plug in information. Or you can sign in with these different options. So you can sign in with Google, you can sign in with Facebook, or you can just sign up for free and create an actual Zoom account. So the next thing you do is, if you notice on your notice of hearing, there's an option here to join a call using Zoom. And this is the Zoom ID. So what you want to do is you want to put that in a different screen, or put it right next to you so you can see it. Go in here and go join. See, my name's popping up. If your name is not popping up here, don't go into the courtroom yet. Make sure that you're signed in. So now I'm going to plug in this meeting ID, which happens to be 8088374359. Okay, now this is to get into an actual judge's courtroom. So if your hearing's at 11, you can sign in, 5 minutes early, and this is what kind of happens here. Now, before I even do this, you can see these boxes here. Do not connect to audio, turn off my video. Don't check those boxes. You want to be connected to audio and you want to be connected to video. And I actually have a camera right there on top of my screen, but if you use your phone, which we'll get to in a second, your phone already has a camera built into it, and so we'll see how that all works in a second. And there you go. So here we go with join with video, because you can join without video or join with video. You want to join with video. Here we are. We're in Judge Godola's personal meeting room. So this is where you sit until the judge lets you in. In this case, the judge's clerk is doing me a favor and opening this meeting room up just especially for this video. So, and here we are, we're connecting. So when this happens, you say join with computer audio, okay? That's an important step, because if you don't join with computer audio, the judge won't hear you. So this is the Zoom setting. This is what you'll see in Judge Godola's courtroom. The judge will come out whenever. He might be out there already, and you'll hear him when he calls the case. Here you can see participants, Judge Godola, me, and then this is the courtroom clerk or reporter, whoever is controlling the Zoom conference. So here you can see how my mic is hot and my camera is hot. Down here we can mute, and we can also stop video, and then up here you can see my video stopped and my mic is muted. So if you have your client, I'm an attorney, so if I have my client in the room, I can talk to him and or her and make sure that the rest of the courtroom can't hear us. Here you can change your view to gallery view, so you can actually see everyone talking at the same time. This speaker view, if you notice, let me go back. This speaker view here is what we initially started at. You can see who's ever speaking will pop up on the screen. Now, you want to make sure if you get into a courtroom, typically the judge's clerk will have you muted. Your video might be on, but you'll be muted. So when the judge calls your case, you want to make sure you unmute. So now the judge can hear you and everyone can hear you. You also want to make sure you kind of stay in the same position away from your mic. You're not moving around, and or you're not outside because the wind is blowing, and a lot of people do this on their cell phones, which we will get to next. But if you're on your cell phone, you want to make sure you're sitting stationary. You want to keep that phone a certain distance from you, and that's how that works. So then, after your hearing, I'll be here in this corner in a suit. You'll be over here somewhere. When you talk, you'll pop up here. When I talk, I'll pop up here. And then when the hearing's done, when the judge says thank you and you're dismissed, you just go down here to leave, and then leave meeting. And just like that, your Zoom experience is over and your hearing's done. And hopefully, this has relieved some of the stress out of this process. So the next thing is how to do it on your phone. I have an iPhone. If you have an Android, you just go to your app store. So open up your app store, type in Zoom. There you go, Zoom Cloud Meetings. For me, I've already downloaded it, so I just hit open, but otherwise you would hit get and then follow your phone's processes to it'll tell you how to download the app. Okay. Then the same thing with this as when you do it on your computer. You've got to sign in. I'm signed in under Vasily Sanyos. If you haven't signed in, follow the prompts and protocols that we followed when we were on the computer. It's the same type of thing. You can sign in by creating an account. You can sign in by Gmail or Facebook. So when you're done with that, you want to make sure your name's up there, okay? So then you go down here and you click on join, and then you type in again the meeting ID. So with Judge Godola, we saw the meeting ID from the notice. So I happen to have a list of the meeting IDs for all the judges that I typically go in front of. Okay, I've got the meeting ID in here. Again, with the buttons here, you don't want to check those buttons that say do not connect to audio or turn off my video. Keep those on. Click on join. This screen comes up. Join with video is the one you want to click on. So now here we are in the meeting room, waiting to be let in, just like we were before. Now at some point, now this is a little different, I think. It says call using internet audio. That's the one you want to click on. Oh, I guess I showed one of the people filming me too. So here we are on this phone, and my phone is being recorded, so you should be able to see this. So if you click over, or if you scroll over rather, you can see the courtroom, you can see me, you can see the judge who's not on there yet, and now if you scroll all the way left, you see here how it says your microphone is muted, your video is stopped. Now my microphone is unmuted. So you don't want to be on that screen apparently because you'll be muted. And now down here, down in this corner here, now if you tap the screen, let's go with that. Here, tap the screen, you see down here in the left-hand corner, you see mute, start video, or stop video. Well, you want to make sure there's not a red line in there. So here we go, we can mute. Now nobody can hear me. Unmute, stop video. Look, my video goes away, but people can still hear me. So here you can see participants, and you can see the hot mic, right, in the video. So if you wanted to know if you're being heard, that's one other way to do it. So close that. So if I mute and then I go to participants, you can see now that nobody can hear me, but they can see me. So I'm sitting here looking at my phone, and everyone in the courtroom is seeing me do that. Now I'm unmuted. And then when the judge says your hearing's over, then you just click on your phone and you tap anywhere on your phone screen and you go to leave, and you go to leave meeting. So when you do go to court via Zoom, there's 3 things you need to know. You need to dress appropriately because you are in court. And a lot of times the judge actually has in his or her Zoom instructions that you need to be dressed appropriately as though you were in court. So that's 1. 2, make sure your phone, if you go on your phone to do Zoom, that it's propped up. Maybe you have a thing that holds up the phone. I don't. I put my phone there. I have a camera on my computer, but if I were using my phone, I would keep it right here, and I'd keep a certain distance from it so that it's clear. I've heard it so many times in court where somebody's moving around and then the mic messes up, the audio is all screwed up, you can't hear what the person's saying. Judges have gotten angry about that. You know, they expect you to use this new technology, but they don't want you to mess it up. So that's why we're doing this video. The other thing is, don't be outside walking around. I've had clients who have had phones that outside, maybe they're at work or something. Well, if you're at work and you're doing this, and I know it's tough to get out, it's a Zoom hearing, so it's 10 minutes and you don't want to take a whole day off. So, but make sure you're sitting somewhere quiet without wind blowing in the background and sitting still. I've had witnesses sitting outside with the birds chirping and the wind blowing, and you can't hear the person as well. So just remember those things and relax and you'll be fine. So thank you.